Good morning, dudes. How is it going? I want to show you some competitive decks. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody brought this up that maybe like I could show off some of my decks, and well, I thought we might as well extend it to just like decks that are viable to play. I thought that might be of interest to some of you, and we're just gonna take a look at like a variety of decks, being cheap ones, well, not so cheap ones. I'm gonna try to cover all of the classes mostly, and just show you what's going on. Today we're going to start with what I personally play the most, being Druid, and a token Druid is actually what I'm experimenting with right now. So this is actually not my deck list. This token Druid is the deck list of, I think, the #1 North American player, I believe. Yes, I think that's right. Now, this deck is very much more of an aggro style. Yeah, I know, it's Druid. And as such, it's not like hyper aggro, right? It's not about like constantly going in and only hitting to the face. No. But it does have a certain touch of aggro to it. Like that's why playing cards like Leroy Jenkins being really aggressive. Leroy basically is a fireball, and you mostly use him to finish up the game. Now, the key to this deck are two cards. The first one being the Violet Teacher. In case you don't know what a token is. A token in card games is a card that is not really a card. So, for example, if I play a Violet Teacher and then I use a spell, it summons a Violet Apprentice. But the Violet Apprentice is not actually a card. There's no card called Violet Apprentice. That's not a thing. In other card games that aren't digital, you would have to use something else. A token. Right, Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, had specific token cards, which were basically like, this is a token, use this as a token, right? There was just like a sheep on it. I think I believe I still got a really rare one of those. That might actually be worth some shit. That might actually be worth a lot, now that I think about it. Like, I got that from a tournament, and I placed really highly, and it's a super rare card. Oh shit, I might have to look into selling that one. I don't know. Whatever. Nah, actually, no, I'm gonna keep it. Like, that's my treasure. Anyways. So, it's about tokens, right? Now, this deck doesn't have an insane amount of tokens. It mostly got just the Violet Teacher and Scenarios. But other than that, we got the House Golem, which after he dies, he summons a token, right? Then we've got other cards that are just really beefy, like Argent Squire. Or the Blood Knight. Blood Knight is really interesting. Blood Knight may seem like a gimmick, but honestly, I get to use him almost every game. And if I get to use him early enough, like, he just wins you the game. And even if you don't get him for the effect, right? If you just drop him down for getting a free, it's not like he's a super expensive free. Like, he's a 3-mana free. That's okay. That's something you can deal with. Now, this is a very expensive deck. So, yeah, it's playing 3 legendaries with Blood Mage Valnos, Leroy, and Scenarios. It's got a lot of epics in it. Force of Nature, Ancients of Lore. Where is my Blood Knight? Yeah, the Blood Knight right here. So, if you're just looking to start out, this is probably not the way to go about it. But I'm gonna cover decks that are cheaper too. Now, I actually don't know what to call the series yet, but yeah, well. So yeah, this is basically the deck. There are some Druid staples. Druid cards you play in every deck. That is the Force of Nature Savage Roar combo. Like, that's just always in every deck. It's a 14 damage combo. It's stronger than a Pyroblast. It's insane. And if you got more minions on the field, right, it just gets more powerful. And you're actually playing 2 Savage Roars in this deck. Personally, what I like to do is I use one to clear out the board and then use the other to finish off the game. But yeah, Power of the Void to buff up your minions, or worst case scenario, summon a Panther. And there's some really nice synergy with the Violet Teacher and the Power of the Void. But whatever. Druid staples are just Swipe, Keeper of the Grove, Wrath, Claw. You always play 1 Claw, 2 Innovates. Like, that's just what you play with Druid, right? That's just what you do. Druids of the Claw. Those are really good cards. Like, nobody's gonna argue with Druid of the Claw. It's amazing. And yeah, that's just Druid staples. So this deck is like kind of token and kind of just let's get the good Druid cards. And I'm just gonna show you how this deck works. Now, I'm not super high ranked yet. I'm rank 8 right now. Yeah, I'm lacking time to play. You guys know that, right? So I'm trying my hardest to get to a higher rank as quickly as I can. But haven't really gotten around to playing that much yet. Though, I think rank 8 is pretty okay. Like rank 8, you're slowly crossing into the territory where everybody got all the cards they need to build the decks, and so it only comes down to skill. So we're playing against a hunter. Now, the token druid is a little bit more aggro than most druids. It's not hyper aggro, don't get the wrong impression. It's definitely not that, but it is definitely just a tiny little bit more aggro. Now I'm gonna keep the Blood Knight because, look, if I get the freaking, what's his face, the Argent Squire right here, that would be amazing. Nah, I didn't get it. That's fine. He might just play one though. Well, Hunter's not really that. No, they don't tend to play Argent Squire. I'm keeping the Keep of the Grove since I also got the Innovate. This is really, really gonna be useful because this is why Keep of the Grove is amazing. You play him to remove something and then you got a minion on the field, right? And it's not even a bad minion. Okay, considering the cost, considering it's a 4-cost minion, it's shitty. But you need to keep in mind the value of the 2 damage or even the silence. It's amazing. This card is insanely good. This is a druid staple. You play this in every druid deck. Like, there's literally no exception to that. And yeah, now right here, I don't know what he's thinking about. It's not like he's got that much he can possibly. He's just got 4 1-drops. Or he just doesn't have any. That might be the case too. So yeah, playing against Hunter right here. Hunter, as per usual, they are very aggressive. Like, there's one Hunter deck that's viable. And that's the hyper aggro Hunter, just a beat down Hunter. There are variations of that deck, definitely are. Like some even play Savannah High main or something like that. But in the end, Hunter got, well, yeah, no, actually, like there's only one truly viable deck. Let's say you are playing in a tournament, you're gonna see one kind of Hunter. Like everything else is just probably not gonna happen. So here we go with a Loot Hoarder. This deck is also playing one of those. I don't know. He's nice. He's just something that you can drop down and get a card draw out of. He's nothing too insane. Like, he's not one of those big game-winning cards. But he's somebody that's just like, yeah, it's a Loot Hoarder. I mean, who's gonna argue with a Loot Hoarder? Oh, hell yeah. I keep telling you, the Blood Knight. Blood Knight is gonna be value. And this is where the value comes in. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Boom! And I believe you're actually just gonna keep it that way. You see how amazing that card is? You don't want to play 2. Like, look, I only ever get 1 opportunity every game to use him, right? Only 1 opportunity. If you miss that opportunity, you usually don't get the Battle Cry. But if you were playing 2, like, the second one would never get the Battle Cry. Like, it just wouldn't happen, so yeah. Especially since this deck is not playing a lot of Divine Shield, just playing 2 Argent Squires. So I rely on him on doing that as well. And he used the Hunter's Mark. Now this is really fucking good, actually. Right? You may say, well, I don't know, it's not really that. Is it really that good? Yes! Yes, it is. This was actually a really, really good turnout. Because Hunter's Mark is one of those cards, it's gonna make sure that my Druid of the Claw might just live. Right? And I personally, in this matchup, prefer having the Druid of the Claw because he's a taunt. Right? He taunts. So that's really, really fucking awesome. So right there, I killed the Leper Gnome. So that if he wants to hit me, then... Like, if he wants to draw the card from this guy, he's gonna sacrifice something. Oh, that's nice. So he's going really aggressive right here. Like, I keep telling you, Hunter. Like, that's what they do. This is all they do. There's just like... I wish there was something else I could say about Hunter, right? But this is what they do. Now, right here, this is a good opportunity to get the Druid of the Claw out. Just gonna hit him in the face. The Druid of the Claw is really nice right here because he just used a lot of resources. He used an Arcane Golem. He doesn't really have anything on the field. And he already used 1 Hunter's Mark. Also, we got another minion. So if he got a deadly shot, he's got a 50-50 on it. Which, it's just really difficult to get more than a 50-50 on it. So let's just keep it at that, right? Now, this is probably a misdirect. Probably is. It could be like traps Hunter's player. Misdirection. Wait, who's he gonna shoot? Oh. Huh. It's probably an explosive trap then. They play freezing trap, explosive trap, and misdirection. Yes, it's an explosive trap. That's really interesting. Now, this actually allows us to do something really funny. We can use this right here and get these beefed up. Now you may say, well, why is that a good thing to do? The thing is, he was setting up to do some sort of play, right? You need to keep in mind, like, what is he doing? He was definitely setting up for a play. He probably got another explosive trap going. Like, that's why he shot the bear, because he can put down an explosive trap this turn, put him to a 2 HP, and kill him with the next one. That was his idea right there. Through pumping these up to 3 HP, that kind of gets denied. Now, the problem is I didn't know he had that. That's okay, I don't know if he was actually setting up to do that. So, that sucks, but oh well. Yeah, let's just hit him. If it's a misdirect, then so be it. It's an explosive trap. I knew it. I told you, it's an explosive trap. Kind of obvious right there. So, next turn we win. I'm pretty confident that he can't kill me. He might be able to. I don't really have that many minions on the field though, so Unleash the Hounds is not very powerful. And the Savage Roar is gonna finish him off. Like, we got 2 of them, so he's probably done. Starving Buzzard. Oh, what is it? Oh, nice, it's Leok. Leok is useless. Stone Tusk Boar. He's gonna use that to kill one of them, isn't he? And what? The value. Holy sh... Oh my god. Okay, this is not what I expect. How... yeah, he just threw it away though. Yeah, that's game. Okay, that was a misplay from his part. But wow, that son of a bitch. Like, how lucky can you get? That's insane. That could actually have ended up being quite the difficulty. Because I don't think I had a way to clear that. I could definitely have put up a fight, but I don't think I could have cleared all of it. So yeah, now you may have noticed we didn't really use any of the token stuff in this game. Yes, that's the strength of Druid. Because all of the Druid stables are so fucking good, you don't necessarily need the gimmicky cards, right? You don't need the Violet Teacher. That's why this deck works so well. You don't need the Violet Teacher, you don't need the tokens. They are just kind of like a gimmick that if you get them going, they're really strong. And we're playing against the Mage right here. Now, Mage is a difficult matchup because they got a lot of AoE. And AoE clears out the tokens very easily. And as a result, that's just difficult to go up against. I always like having the Innervates early. Now, this is just a general tip with Druid, but Innervate is a card that I actually don't like that much. Look, I totally get that it's amazing, right? It's really fucking good. But the reason why I don't like Innervate is that it's the one card that I often end up with in the late game that I just cannot use because it doesn't do anything. Right? If Innervate is the only card you've got in your hand, you're not gonna use it for the rest of the game. It's just not gonna happen. And as a result, it's utterly useless. It's just a waste of the card, mostly. And that's why, if you get an Innervate early, use it. Make use of it. Apply pressure with it, right? Be aggressive with that Innervate. Otherwise, it's just gonna be stuck in your hand and you're gonna sit there and you're like, well, what the hell do I do with this? I can't use it anymore. Like, I'm never gonna get... Like, I'm not even spending all of my mana anyways. So what's the point of the Innervate? Yeah, there's not really one. I've got to admit, I do think the Innervate is a fantastic card. But it's definitely more situational than I would like it to be. And it's definitely worse than most people make it out to be. Like, everybody always acts like it's the God-given gift to Druid. And it's really not. It's like, okay, it's good enough to be a stable. But, and it's mostly in the deck because it can make those big plays happen, right? But it's really not that amazing. It's really not. Actually, this right here is fantastic. Man, this one... This one Harvest Golem is really giving us the value. Really giving us the value. Now, we don't really have a lot of cards right here. Now, another reason why the Ancient of Floor is amazing is because of the heal, right? Everybody knows that. That's why he's so fucking good. That's why you play him in almost every Druid deck. Like, some might consider him a stable as well, though I wouldn't dare to say that, since there are some aggro decks where you really just... You really don't just... I don't know, you don't want him. Like, he's good, but he's not, like, right? He's not a keeper of the grove. Again, a little less reliable. That's why I don't like him as much. But, hey. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's just so high on the cost, which makes him difficult to play. The thing about a card like the Ancient of Lore is that if you want to play an Ancient of Lore, that's pretty much the card you play for the turn, right? It's a huge commitment, and as such, it's just difficult to put in there. So, this is where we play the Violet Teacher. And do you know why this is so good? The power of the Wild with the Violet Teacher? You summon the token first, and then it gets buffed. Boom! Do you see that? That's amazing, is it not? And then we take down the Mana Worm. I really don't like dealing with Mana Worm. Like, Mana Worm is one of those cards I'm gonna commit probably more than I should to kill it. I don't know, it's just so scary. Oh. Wait, what is he? Oh, Con of Court? No. No, what are you doing? What was that? Okay, we're gonna kill that, like that's for sure. And let's get some cards going. We've got such a major card advantage. I really don't know why he did that. I think he wanted to set up for a Cone of Cold or something, but he kind of miscalculated his mana or something. Maybe he got another Frostbolt. Oh, he got another Frostbolt, okay. So that makes sense then. I still don't like that. I don't know. Like, the problem is that that's one of those plays where you kind of assume that I won't do anything the turn afterwards. Which, of course, won't happen. Like, of course I'm gonna do something. Like, what do you think? Am I gonna, like, do you think I'm just gonna sit there and be like, well, kill me? No, I'm gonna hit you. Oh, well. So if we get a Savage Roar this turn, we win. Or he just gives up. So, yeah. As you can see, the tokens, they really apply some pressure. And that's just kind of how this deck goes. That's how it rolls. That's what it is. So, I want to keep this shorter, so we did 2 games, and let me actually go ahead and buy a booster. Hey, come on, we gotta open up that booster. Be something good. Come on. Okay. No. No. Still not. God fucking damn it. I'm the worst at opening boosters. Oh well. So yeah, that was the Token Druid. I actually have no idea what to call this series, so if you got an idea, just leave it down in the comments. As per usual, I actually like if it comes to name ideas, I really listen to you guys. Like, you might have noticed that already. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a rating, bitches. Tell me what kind of deck you want to see. And, well, I hope to see all of you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.